Hi everyone, happy Sunday. I wanted to do just a couple of days in my life and do a knitting, slowing down, cozy vlog. I can feel myself starting to get really stressed like as we're moving, and I was sitting down with my husband this morning. Ava was playing. We were just kind of brainstorming all the things that we need to do for us to move, and it's a lot, which I'm sure you are familiar with if you've moved, especially cross country. There's a lot of decisions, but I was just starting to feel myself just getting really stressed. We took a road trip yesterday, so Ava is really tired today, so that kind of contributed a lot to my feeling of being like, so I put her down for her nap. So I'm just going to sit down. I'm just going to relax and knit, make myself a cup of coffee. I don't know if I'm going to knit for very long because truthfully, I kind of want to read too. I just kind of want to just shut out the world for like an hour. So whatever that looks like, but I did just want to sit down and just say hello, welcome you to the vlog. I'm so happy that you are here, that you clicked on today's video. Welcome to all of you who have recently subscribed. I'm so glad that you are here, that you have joined our community. Like I said yesterday, we did take a road trip and I was able to get a lot of knitting done. I love it when we take road trips and I'm able to knit in the car. Knitting and reading, it doesn't make me sick in the car. It never has. Although when I was pregnant, I was sick the whole pregnancy. It was not very pleasant, but I would get so car sick, so I could not even look at anything when I was pregnant. So I'm glad that that ended with pregnancy. So anyways, I had started Ava's sweater, and I started this on Wednesday. Today's Sunday, and this is what I have so far. We'll see if it'll focus. So here we go. This is Ava's sweater, and I am really close to finishing up the body, and I am just having so much fun. It's just such an easy project to work on. So this sweater I did already make. I showed this in my last podcast, maybe a vlog. It's just a very simple top-down raglan sweater, and the other sweater I had made was a size 2, and I used the right recommended knitting needles, but it came out really big. So for this one, I think I did talk about it. I don't remember. Life is crazy, so if I repeat myself, I'm sorry. But this one, I decided to do a 4.5 millimeter, and I'm holding 2 strands of DK together. So the pattern calls for worsted. So I'm holding 2 strands of DK together. So these are the 2 yarns that I'm using. This is some special yarn that I have mentioned before. It's just, acrylic polyester from Michael's. But my husband brought it home for me one time, just like as a pick-me-up gift, and so it's just some special yarn that I've been hanging on to, not knowing what I wanted to make with it, and so making a sweater for my daughter with this yarn was like a no-brainer. So yeah, I'm holding these 2 together, so it is just a multicolored kind of yarn, but you can see this one has a lot of purples and yellows. This one's just kind of blue, a little bit of purple in there, a little bit of green, but no yellow. So this one is definitely a different kind of coloring, even though it's the same. So it is kind of creating this marled, a little bit of a striped look. Not a little bit, it is striped, but all the like yellows and purple is from this one skein. All the blues is from this skein. So it's turning out really pretty. I'm really enjoying the look of it, of how it's turning out. So I'm getting really close to finishing up the body of this. For this one, I did go down a size. I did the 12 to 24 months, like the 1 to 2 sizing, because I just think that would work well. I have a looser gauge, so so far it is turning out to be perfect, and it's going to fit her really well. It probably won't fit her into next year, which is totally fine. I'll be making her more, I'm sure, but that is just what I'm working on. This is going to be her birthday sweater. So I started this last year when she turned 1. It's making her a sweater for her birthday every year. So this is going to be her sweater for this year. So I was working on that a lot yesterday, and then I thought I really need to just finish out these socks. I had started a video last week and scrapped the idea. I was just busy. It just was not turning out well. So in that video, I was talking a lot about this sock. So I don't think I have mentioned this yet, but if I have, again, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I am working on the second sock. So with this first sock, I think I did mention in a podcast, but I don't remember. So I finished up this sock. So I started this sock a year ago, and I finally finished it up. This is with Patton's Croy FX yarn, and so this is the first sock that I did complete. And I think I mentioned, maybe not, I tried it on and it is so tight up here, and so I cannot remember if I started this on 9-inch, switched to magic loop, or if I did the whole thing magic loop, I feel like I wouldn't have done magic loop and it be this tight. So I feel like I must have started it on 9-inch circulars, switched to magic loop, and then I finished it on 9-inch circulars. So either way, this sock is super wonky. It is all sorts of different tension. I do block my socks. I just think it's so fun. It's just kind of this final touch to finishing up a pair of socks. I am going to block it, but I was just glad to finish that up. And I think I had mentioned, but again, I don't remember. I did not have enough yarn for each skein. I did not have enough yarn. And so they are 50-gram skeins, but then when I went to look, because with my other scrap yarn, I have a lot of leftovers. And so I was really curious as to why I didn't have enough yarn to even finish up the sock, because they were 50-gram skeins, but they're only like 100 something yards. And on the other ones, they're like 200 something yards. So most of the other, sock yarns have a lot more yardage. So anyways, I am going to be not having enough for the second sock. So initially I ordered this yarn. They have one left on Amazon. I ordered it. It's like Joann's doesn't carry it, this color. So I ordered it. I'm trying so hard to not purchase yarn, to not bring in more yarn. You would have seen in my last video, I got rid of a lot of yarn. So I'm trying to just really organize because we are moving. If we weren't moving, it'd be a different story. We are just trying to really consolidate all of our things. I was like, you know what? These socks are just for me. I just want to finish them. I don't care. I'm not going to spend $16, $18. I think it's $18 with taxes and fees and stuff on sock yarn that I'm not going to want to make this color again. So I ended up returning that yarn. So what I'm going to do is when I get to the toe, which I should have done with this sock, I had thought about it, just doing like a scrappy toe, just a different color for the toe, so at least they would have matched. But either way, when I get to the toe, I'm just going to find another color. I think I have some white or something I'm just going to do, and again, they're just for me. No one's going to see them. They'll just be a really funky mismatched pair of socks, and like that's totally fine. I just want to have them done. So this morning I really kind of like cracked down. I sat down, I was like, I'm going to just finish up this sock. Obviously I didn't, but I'm trying to really work on it. I had done the leg and then I had stopped because I was like, I really don't want to do the whole heel and all of that nonsense. I was just not in the mood for it, which is why I worked a lot on Ava's sweater. But then this morning I just sat down, I finished up the slip stitch heel flap, I picked up the stitches for the gusset. So I'm working on the gusset decrease right now. And then we have, the foot and the toe. And the foot and the toe will be very, very easy and simple and be a breeze. So once I get through this gusset section, then it'll be easy here on out. So I thought I would just go ahead and get it started. So once you kind of finish it, like it's just like, okay, that wasn't as bad. It's always in your mind, you just think you put it off because you don't want to do it, whatever. So I'm glad that I just kind of like sat down and just worked on it. So I'm going to try to get this sock done in the next, honestly, day or two. Probably not tomorrow, but maybe, what's today, Sunday. If I have this done by Tuesday, I'll feel really happy, and then I can work on Ava's sweater. I have my blanket that I'm working on. I did cast on a sweater for myself, that one I had mentioned, I don't remember, how I wanted to use that DK weight cotton yarn with 10 millimeter needles. I found a pattern where it's just a front and back panel. You do the sleeves, it just creates this really big, drapey, loosey, really pretty sweater look. And I did work on a bit of it. I had like maybe this much done, but I was just not having fun with it. It's just not fun. I don't like the big needles and the small yarn. I like working with smaller needles. So I've been on the hunt for like maybe a t-shirt that I could do, like a cotton t-shirt or something. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do now. Yeah, I just thought, okay, I'm gonna put that sweater to the side, just really focus on these three main projects: my sock, Ava sweater, and the blanket, and just kind of get those done. It'll take me a while to work through all of these, especially the blanket. So all that to say, I'm going to take this time to sit down, make myself a cup of coffee. I did not finish this morning's cup. I'm going to make me a fresh cup, sit down, do some knitting, maybe reading, maybe sleeping. I don't know. I just need to like take a second, kind of like regroup for the rest of the day. I just want to sit down and welcome you to this vlog. Again, I'm going to take you along the next couple of days. So go ahead and grab something cozy to drink, a fun project to work on, and let's go ahead and get started with our project. Okay, everyone, so it's a little bit later from when I had last talked to you. So Ava's still down for her nap. Like I had said, I think I said, she was really tired. After our road trip yesterday, she'd only taken like a really short nap. So she was really, really tired today. So she's been out for a while. So that gives me time to work on my sock. I'm already finished up with the heel. I just now started with the foot. I do a 60 round for the foot. So yeah, that should not take me too long. I think, probably by tomorrow I should have it done. Fingers crossed. Like, I'm going to work on it some more tonight. But anyways, I also took a nap myself, which is really great. I didn't know how long she's going to sleep. So like, I'm just going to lay down. I was like, I'm going to read, but I didn't end up reading. I ended up just falling asleep, maybe for like 20 minutes. But it just felt so nice to just kind of reset, go to sleep, do some knitting. Thought I'd go ahead and lay down for a little bit. So it was really great to lay down. I went ahead and ate some lunch, and then I got my sock back out to finish up the heel. So now I'm on the foot. So I just have the foot and the toe, and I'm done. So I'm really hopeful that tomorrow I'll have the time to get it done and finish it up. So that is very helpful. Overall, I really do enjoy knitting socks. Oh, I hear her. I might have jinxed it, but she slept for a long time. She's really tired. So anyways, I'm gonna go get her some lunch. But yeah, I love working on socks. I really do. Once I get to the heel, it's kind of like, oh, I don't really want to do this part. But then once I kind of get it started, work through it, then it's like, okay, it's not so bad. And then it goes very quickly. And then the foot and the toe are super, super easy. So I have a lot of fun sock patterns that I want to do. But so this is my notebook that I had printed off a lot of patterns last year. So I have like the sock patterns in here for like magic loop, 9 circulars, all that. But I was looking through it, and I have this t-shirt that I actually made already last year. And it's just a classic tee by Darling Jador. Ava did some lovely doodling on it the other day. So this is a t-shirt that I did already make. It's super duper easy, top down raglan style. Those are my favorite, just mindless projects where you just don't have to think. That's what I need right now. So anyways, because I have already made this, I'm tempted to make it again with that cotton yarn that I had talked about before. This is the yarn that I have attempted already to make a sweater, which actually I'm just gonna go ahead and go show you. I need to make this quick, so I'm gonna go get Ava. But this is what I had started the other day, and all said and done, it's not gonna be very long. Like, it'll definitely be more of a quick project, but also not that quick. So, oh, it's all tangled. So this is what I had done so far. You literally, like I said, just do 2 panels. You seam them together. You do the 2 arms, seam those together. So it just creates this very drapey, big sweater. And I was using the Premier Just Cotton yarn that I gotten from the Dollar Tree. This is a worsted weight, but really it's like a DK weight. So that t-shirt calls for a DK weight yarn, and I'd have enough yardage to make it, and I've already made it, and I do enjoy that pattern. So I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and frog this whole thing and do that t-shirt, because I think I would actually wear that more. Maybe not, I don't know. I feel like this could be a good like layering piece, but still I think that t-shirt would be a practical project as well. So I think that's the plan for that, but I'm not going to start that now. I'm going to finish up obviously the sock, Ava's sweater, and the blanket, get all of those wrapped up and done, completed before I cast on anything else. That's my that's my goal. So hopefully I can do that without starting anything new. That's my goal, just to finish up all those within the next probably month. I think for sure I can get Ava's sweater finished out this week. I can like wrap it up, put it aside, and then the blanket really shouldn't take too long. So probably gonna work on that for the next couple of weeks. And that might be my main focus. I love starting new projects, but I also love only having like 1 or 2, because otherwise then you feel overwhelmed and you're like, well, which one do I work on? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't want to start anything yet until I finish those other projects, but that is the plan for this yarn. I'm going to make that t-shirt out of that. I'm excited for that. But anyways, okay, that was just my little update for Sunday for today, and I will talk to you later. Hi everyone, happy Monday. It's the next day. I just wanted to sit down and just say hello and then talk a little bit about the progress of my socks. My husband is texting. I took Ava out to Target this morning. I wanted to get just some nails to do, so I did my own nails. So we went to Target and we brought her little like shopping cart, and she just had the time of her life. Like, I don't always bring her shopping cart just because it is going to take like 10 times as long, and she touches everything, but she loves doing it when we can. So today I was like, we've got all the time in the world, you know, I don't really need anything other than these nails, we'll just go. So anyway, she had the time of her life. She was touching everything. She had so much fun in the like makeup section. She was getting all the makeup, putting it all in her cart. So that was definitely very fun, putting all that away, but she just had so much fun. So anyways, I sent those pictures up to my husband, and so he was texting me just saying how cute she is because she's so cute. Anyways, my sock. This is what I'm on so far with my sock. I worked on it quite a bit this morning, although I did sleep in this morning, which was so great. I have been staying up way too late. First of all, as you probably know, we're moving, and so that causes a lot of stress, and I just have not been able to shut my brain off. So by the time I like crawl into bed to sleep, my brain just like goes a million miles an hour, and normally that doesn't happen. Normally I can just like shut it off and go right to sleep. But the past like week or so, I just have not been able to like shut off my brain, and then I get on YouTube and watch YouTube videos and scroll through Pinterest, and it's bad. Last night I ended up reading for a long time. I had some tea, stayed up way too late reading, and then yeah, so I slept in this morning, which was really great. But Ava also slept in, which is also really great. So I was still able to get quite a lot of knitting time this morning. So I worked on half of the foot. I'm halfway done. Then I have the toe. This is all I have left of the yarn, so I'm definitely going to be using some sort of like scrap yarn that I have. I think there's this white yarn that I have on my mind. I think I'm just going to use. I have like a little bit left, which I think will be perfect to finish out the toe. So that's the plan for that. I just want to talk a little bit about these socks real quick. So the yarn I'm using is Patons Croy FX. And I have used Patons Croy sock before, but the FX I haven't ever used before. So it is a sock yarn. It is a super fine sock yarn made for socks, obviously. It's a 50-gram skein, and all of the other sock yarns that I get are also 50-gram skeins, and I can get a full sock out of 50 grams. This weighs 50 grams, but I had to use up, I had to go into the second skein to finish up probably about this much from the second skein, something like that. And I was like, well, it still is weighing 50 grams, but the yardage is different. There's only like 100 something yards per skein. And then in my other 50-gram skeins that I usually use for socks, there's over like 200, sometimes 400 yards, not 400, probably like 200 yards. Yeah, probably about 200 yards or so per 50-gram skein. So the yardage is like considerably more. There's a lot more yardage per skein. So I was like, why is this sock only 100 yards, but there's 50 grams? And as I was also working on this one this morning, and I've tried this one on as well, I was like, it's huge. Granted, I did mention the cast on is really, really tight. I don't know what I did with the cast on because this one is not tight. So I don't know what happened there. But anyways, apart from that, the leg and the foot are huge. And I was like, I did nothing different. Everything's the same. I'm following the same pattern. I'm doing the vanilla sock pattern on 9-inch circulars from the Crazy Sock Lady. It's the pattern that I always do. I switched between 9-inch and Magic Loop, but I was like, why is it just coming out so much bigger? There's not enough yarn. The yarn is thicker. That is my theory. It's a thicker yarn. It's not as thin as the other sock yarn that I use. Any other sock yarn that I've used, even the other Patons Croy sock yarn, is not this thick. So that is my theory. It's just a thicker yarn, so the sock's turning out much bigger, and I just don't have enough, even though it's 50 grams. So anyways, you probably already knew that. It just took me forever to realize like why this sock was turning out so big. I'm not having enough yardage, like all the things. So it is what it is. I'm at the point now I just really want to get these socks done. And so, like I said, I'm halfway through the foot, then I have the toe. I'm going to use up that scrap yarn and just try to just finish these socks. No one is going to see these socks except me. They don't match. The toes are going to be different colors. That's totally fine. I'm just going to wear them around the house. I don't care if they get beat up and used. I just want them done. But I don't really want to work on it right now, but I think I'm going to. I'm going to push myself. Just really try to work hard on this sock. So Ava has just now gone to sleep. She kind of was fussing around in her bed for a little bit. She's asleep now. So I think I'm just going to cozy up on the couch right here, turn on a Hallmark movie. I started one a few days ago. It's a Hallmark mystery, and I watched like half of it, and then Ava woke up, and then I just haven't gotten around to finishing it. So I am going to finish that one now and then drink my coffee. I'm just going to cozy up, work on these socks, try to get a good chunk done. I really don't want to work on it, but the thing, I'm rewarding myself when I finish these socks by casting on a new project. I'm not going to let myself cast it on until I finish these socks. I really want to work on this t-shirt. I showed it yesterday. I had done this pattern last year. I want to do it again. I have this cotton yarn. I think I'm going to do the yarn that I got from the dollar store. I'm going to scrap that project, frog it, and use that yarn to make this t-shirt. And I really want to get that started, but I'm not letting myself until I finish up these socks. So I'm going to work on it today, and then I'm sure if I have knitting time tonight, I'll work on it tonight. Okay, everyone, I'm going to keep this pretty brief so I can get this video edited and out in the next couple of days. But I finished the socks this morning. So it's the next day from, so today's Tuesday. Last night, I went to bed pretty early and I literally was so tired. I was like, I don't even have the brain power to knit. I did read for a little bit, but even then I was like, I am so tired. But yeah, I got lots of sleep last night, which is great. And then this morning I was like, okay, I'm determined to finish up these socks. And then Ava literally woke up at like 6 a.m. So it's not even 9 o'clock right now. I have her in her bed doing a little resting time. She's not sleeping, you know, it's not nap time, but she is just kind of resting in there. So hopefully that'll kind of like help, because she got up early and she was tired this morning. So anyways, I did not get a chance to finish the socks before she woke up, but I had just the Kitchener stitch to do at the very end. So I did that while she was eating breakfast. So that was perfect. And you guys, I have to laugh. These socks are hysterical. Okay, here they are. They don't look bad on these blockers. So they're still a little bit damp, but like, okay, that's the end of the blocker, okay? So these socks are hilarious. They are cracking me up. But yeah, like I said, you can't really tell while they're on here, but this sock is the one that I just finished today, and it is ginormous. It is huge, and I'm like, what the heck did I do on this sock? I did the sock on 9-inch circulars, and I did a size. So when I do magic loop, I use a 2.25, and then when I do 9-inch, I do just a 2 because my gauge is a little bit bigger. What did I do with this sock? I don't know. It turned out huge. Like, it's so big. It's even like that much taller. It's hard to tell, like I said, like that much taller than the second sock, the one that I finished up from last year. I'm like, what on earth? It's like 10 rows. So I'm like, did I only do like 50 rows for the leg? 50 rounds for the leg? I mean, I could obviously count. But here's the other thing. The leg is very, very tightly knit. And this one that I did on 9-inch circulars is very loosely knit. So I'm curious if maybe I did this one on magic loop, but then whenever I do magic loop, my stitches are more tight. So I don't know what I did with these socks. Like I said, it's been almost a year since I made a pair of socks, and obviously it's been a year apart since between these two. So this was last year, this was this year. So I thought that I do 60 rounds for the leg. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just do 50. I don't know what happened. Yeah, this sock is huge. So I tried them on and they are so big, but you know what? They are good just like kicking around the house. Like if they get dirty, if they get beat up, I don't care. The foot is huge. I don't know what I did with these socks, but you know what? I am so glad that I'm done with them. Like, I'm so glad that they are off the needles and I can cast on another sock if I want, or I can cast on a t-shirt that I've been wanting to cast on. That was my reward. But here's the other thing, per usual. I was scrolling on Pinterest last night and I found this crochet sweater that I'm tempted to make. It's like a mesh sweater and the pattern is, I don't know what type of yarn, but they just use like a worsted weight. But I'm thinking about making it in cotton, like this cotton mesh sweater that won't be super hot for winter, but it'd be a good layering piece. So if I do that, I don't know if I have enough cotton yarn. I know that I don't to make this, so I'd have to buy it. And that's the point, is to not buy anything since we're moving. So I might make that t-shirt. But either way, I'm so happy that these socks are done. I'm just glad that they're done. It's hilarious that they don't match. But honestly, the toe, like that's cute with a little different colored toe. That's pretty cute. I think maybe like I could do like another pair of socks and do just a white and a white heel. That'd be cute too. Different colors as opposed to just the plain color here. I'm glad that they're done. So that concludes this very random knitting vlog. I have yet to edit it, so hopefully I can edit it, like I always say, in a way that's interesting. My days are very chaotic, which I know that everyone understands. Like, we all have those chaotic days, and I had been trying to film lots of different videos. I just kind of like scrapped. They just weren't turning out, and so I just want to take you along the next like a couple of days of me knitting, and it just so happened that I was just focusing on this sock. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm done with this pair of socks. I have lots of other fun sock yarn that I can start working on. I like having a pair of socks to just knit on, like whenever I'm in the mood. I'm just looking at this sock. It's cracking me up. It's so funny. I'm wondering if it's the 9-inch circulars, like if my tension was just super loose. Maybe I should just be doing magic loop from now on. I don't know. I'm just glad that they're done. I need to go get Ava from her resting time. She's been there for about a half hour, and I think she's ready to get out. So that concludes this random knitting vlog. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below what you are currently working on, or something that you want to start in this next season, like fall, winter season. I'm always looking for new ideas, but it's always so fun to see what other people are working on as well. If you're working on a crochet item or a knitted item, I'd love to know that, or maybe some other different craft as well. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, join our community over here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.